lovely Milky Way galaxy. So I don't know how else to describe this, but this vlog is going to be all over the place. Well, not all over the place, but it's like I've seen some crazy things. I've witnessed some crazy things. I've read or watched or listened to a lot of crazy things that happen in the world. It's not just news related. It's about sports. It's about books. It's about everything. And last night, one of the craziest things I've ever seen in college football playoff game ever. In this, it felt like a championship game. I mean, it went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, when you score 129 points in a college football game where neither team wanted to lose, someone had to lose, obviously. I mean, Sac State and Incarnate Word were like exchanging touchdowns, exchanging points every like anywhere between like 30 seconds and 2 minutes in the last like 8.5 minutes. Or even a little bit before that. I mean, I don't know how else to describe this 66 to 63 point game. I mean, you don't get any closer than that. But you also don't see that many points scored in a football game anymore. Because there's penalties, there's you just don't see that very often. It's an odd commodity that you get to experience or witness or see something like that happen in a college football game. I mean, there's absolutely no defense, it seemed like, being played. I mean, when you have a score of 66 for Incarnate Word, who's going on to the next round, which is a little bit saddening for me because I wanted Sac State to go on, and you have Sac State who has 63 points. I mean, you can't get any crazier or any more wild of a football game than that right there. I mean, they left it out all on the table in that game. They left it out all on the table. Or out all on that field tonight. Or last night, I should say. Not tonight. Last night. I mean, I don't even know how to describe that. There are so many things in my life that I've seen that, or witnessed, or experienced that are a little bit wild and a little bit crazy, but that right there was the top of the list for me. I mean, it's just unfathomable to think that a game could have 129 points in 60 minutes of football. And they scored like half of those points in the last like 8.5 minutes or more left in the game. That's just crazy to me to think that you go from 0-0 to 66 to 63 in the span of 60 minutes. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen way wilder, way crazier, way more unfathomable things than that score that I'm talking about. And that's great for you guys. I'm just saying that score, I've never seen a game go that back and forth before in a football game like that. In the NFL, you don't see scores that high. You may see scores that are like 40, 50 points for one team and maybe like 20 for another, but you never see it get to 66, 63 in the NFL. You never see, I mean, in the NBA, you see teams that go and score like 230 points for both teams or more. And in hockey, you'll never see a game that has that kind of a score. In college basketball, you'll probably see a couple of those games, but you'll see games in college basketball where it's like 90 to like 60 or 100 to 70 or something along those lines. it's just wild to think that that game had so many points scored in the last 8.5 plus minutes of game time left. And I don't know what else, I'm speechless of, that last touchdown by Incarnate Word was under review, and I guess it counted. So, I mean, how do you decipher a game like that? How do you interpret a game like that where you have 66 points for one team and 63 points for another? You can't. It's just unbelievable. It's unfathomable. It's wild. It's crazy. It's all these adjectives to describe this game. I wish there were more words that I could think of. I mean, there probably are. It's just I can't get them out right now. It just blows my mind that you have two teams that are vying for a semifinal game against North Dakota State, their next opponent, and it just struck me that happened. Now, with that being said, I don't know what else to say in today's vlog. I think that's all we're going to talk about, is that Sac State versus Incarnate Word Cardinals. What a wild game it was. What an experience it was to see the score change every 5. It seemed like every 5 seconds. Other than that, that's all I've got for you guys today. There are no birthdays to wish on YouTube or Instagram or anything or any social media platform until tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow with a brand new vlog, which is before we go, there. Today's the 10th day of the month, and Vlogmas we're already almost a third of the way through Vlogmas, because there's still 20 days left, 21 days left, so about 3 weeks left of Vlogmas to go, and I don't know what's going to happen in these next 21 days, but it's going to be wild. It's going to be interesting to see. I know I'm going to be opening presents at some time in the next, 2 weeks? Or less than 2 weeks? Something along those lines. And, or maybe it's going to be longer than 2 weeks. Who knows at this point. So, I will see you tomorrow with the Vlogmas Day 11. Is that right? Yes. Vlogmas Day 11. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And, goodbye.